team? Welcome to training camp. I'm Coach Ari and I'm going to be leading you through this workout today. I hope that you're ready for a lower body stretch. The only things that you're going to need are yourself, body weight, a small space to stretch in. If you have a couch or a bench, you could definitely use that for some of today's stretches, but definitely not required. We're going to get right into the workout. We're going to work for 10 minutes and stretch everything for about a minute at a time. Follow along with me and we're going to get started with some hinges to toe reach. So you can start at the top of your mat or the top of your space, standing sideways. Here at the top of your mat, we're going to hinge forward and reach for the toes. That's our first movement today, is starting to stretch out the hamstrings. You know, at training camp, we like good mornings. It might be a new move for you, but that is a movement targeting the hamstrings, and it was named because when you reach for your toes in the morning and you stretch out those hamstrings, they say, good morning to you. It's kind of a rude awakening. So this is it. We're pulling the shoulders back. Okay, so now we're 30 seconds in. Allow yourself to come down and just relax a little bit more. Stick your booty back. The hinge is a foundational movement for a lot of things we do at training camp and a lot of things just in general that you do in your life. Okay, relax. Now we're going to come down to the ground into a runner's lunge. Okay, so coming forward right here, you're going to push this hip forward. Now, if you're warm and you've just done a workout, then you can absolutely hold this and come a little bit deeper, pushing the hip forward. But if you're using this as a warm-up, I would encourage you to keep your hip and your knee moving. Perfect. We're going to do 1 minute on each side. So if you're holding down here, feel free to bring your foot out wide. I'll turn so you can see me. So this foot here, feel free to come onto the edge of your toe, the edge of your foot for a lizard. That feels so good. And come back up. We're going to switch sides. So left side. Okay, make sure that you have those hips on railroad tracks. So if I'm facing you, you've got a nice space, hip width apart, and untuck your toe in the back. Come forward. And now you can either hold it or, again, you can make this a dynamic or a static stretch. You know, at training camp, we are all athletes, regardless of your profession or your recreational hobbies. We train like athletes. That means we need to recover like athletes. Maybe you're holding down here, little lizard pose. The more you do these types of stretches, the easier they'll become, the more flexible you'll become. But it really, really takes practice and repetition. As we always say, you just got to show up. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going to actually stay down here. We're going to switch sides, and we are going to stretch the quad out. So coming into a runner's lunge, you can grab your foot behind you with the same hand. So left hand, left leg, or you can reverse it. This takes a little bit more balance and making sure that you have some padding underneath your knee. So you may need to put a pillow underneath your knee. So you should absolutely feel your quad light up right from your psoas all the way down to your quad muscle. Whew, this feels so good. So if this bothers your knee at all, don't do it, okay? Another way that you can do this is using a wall or the couch, and we call this the couch stretch, and you would bring your back foot against the couch behind you instead of holding it. I also like to use a strap or a tie, something that you can hold on to. Okay, so other side, left foot comes forward, right foot's back. Again, make sure you have some padding underneath your knee. So the best thing to do to start kind of easing yourself into this stretch is to use some sort of a tie. Go grab your husband's ugliest tie. I did that. I totally have one of those in here. I keep all of my little little toys for the gym in this basket, and there's an ugly ass tie in there. Ooh, that feels really good. So another way you can stretch the quad is keeping this foot on the ground and then simply tilting your hip forward, and you should feel that same stretch from your hip all the way down to your quad. Runners, this is so important for you to be doing this routine today. You are gonna love this routine, and I guarantee you, you'll probably wanna add it in every time you do a run. Okay, so let's go back to a downward dog, and you're just gonna have the flexibility here to play around with your dog, okay? This is whatever you want it to be. So you can pedal your feet out. Maybe it's the beginning of your workout. Maybe it's the end, and you're just looking to cool down and hold those stretches for a little bit longer. I'm gonna even use this as a warm-up before I go for a run, before I film these videos. We got about 20 more seconds. And that should feel really good. If there's something else you would like to do here in down dog, feel free to take it. Bend your knees and extend your legs. That just feels yummy. And come back down. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna do pigeon on each side. Now you can come straight from down dog into pigeon, or you can set this up right on your own. So you can bring your right foot forward. Okay, bring it underneath you. And then bring your back foot behind you. Now, okay, I'm doing this from the side, so you can't see how far back my foot is, but my foot is not parallel at 90 degrees. It just doesn't do that, and you can see there is a big space underneath my hip. So I like to put a big pillow under there, or a block, something that I can sit on. This feels so good. Feel free to come down onto your forearms. And we're gonna hold this one for a little bit longer. Take some nice deep breaths while you're down here. A few more seconds. Allow yourself to just be present in your stretches. Maybe set some intentions for your day. Thank yourself for the work that you've done today. Let's switch sides. Feel free to transition however you like. If you like to go back into a down dog and that feels good for you, bring the left foot all the way high to the sky. Bring it through. Settle into your pigeon. Okay, you can sit up nice and tall. This is another great way to stretch the quad. You can bring it back and also stretch the quad this way. So many ways. But again, my foot's really not that parallel. It doesn't go that way. My hips are pretty tight too. So just like you, I need to be more attentive of stretching and mobility routines, which is why we are here. At TCF, you have an all-encompassing routine. We're not just working out in one way. We are always changing the movement patterns so that your body doesn't plateau, and you also get stronger in the muscles that you would normally ignore. Feel free to use some blocks here too, underneath your forehead. That's really, really nice. A few more seconds. This stretch just feels so good. Okay, come all the way up. Last stretch is gonna be our pretzel stretch. If you've never done this with me before, you're gonna bring one foot underneath and one foot over. Okay, eventually your goal is to have your legs more flat and parallel, but it's okay if your knee is kind of up in the air like this. One of your hips is gonna be much looser than the other one. Beautiful. Okay, so you're pushing the top knee down, okay? Try to relax your feet. Let everything go. Try not to be so stiff. But if you need to, and you're very flexible, then you can come forward and you can lean over your thighs. My other side is so much better. This is the side that actually is very, very tight. That should feel really nice. Just allow yourself to relax into those hips. You should feel this behind your glute, the one that's on top. Okay, let's switch sides. Other side. So right foot comes underneath, left foot comes over, and we're just about done with your 10-minute full body, lower body stretch, not full body. We definitely did not hit the upper body today, but we do have an upper body warm up that is fantastic to do before any of your workouts and even to cool down or just to wake up in the morning. Those T-spine rotations are some of my favorite exercises. I pretty much use those in most of my warm-ups, regardless of if it is lower or upper body, because it's gonna help your whole entire trunk, this whole trunk and core warm up. Super important. Now, you know what is on my mind? What's my next meal? What is my next meal? I know you're thinking about it too. So whatever you're doing, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, whether it is going into your workout, make this a staple in your day, whether it's at night, in the morning, before or after a workout. All right, athletes, remember, just show up, the results will come. I'll see you in the next workout.